Good evening, everyone. This is Deb here. It's November 16th, 2017, and I was watching Paul Begley a few days back, and he was talking about animal die-offs, and it's been a while since I've talked about them, so I just wanted to remind you all about the animal die-offs, and then because I remembered something in Revelations that talked about animal die-offs. And so I just wanted to bring these to your attention. Hundreds of tons of dead fish in Lake Toba. Now, I don't know where all of these are. It's all over the world. I'm going to show you the page that I got it from here in a minute. I just want to kind of briefly go over some of these. A lot of these are massive amounts of ducks or chickens or turkeys, or and it's always some kind of flu or something like that. Here it says H5N8 strain of bird flu. So then they end up killing thousands and thousands of birds. And I just got to think, when I was little, I never heard about this stuff. In fact, I first started hearing about animal die-offs, like massive amounts of animals, in 2011 is when it really started happening. But Paul was just talking about what had happened just in October of this year. So these ones that I'm pulling up right now, they were more from the beginning of the year. This is sardines. This is a sardine die-off. I can't remember where this is. Let's see. Well, I don't I don't recognize that Quimchi either. But anyway, like I said, I'm going to show you the website so y'all can look for yourself. There's turtle die-offs. You can see some others here. Other animals, that it's not just fish and birds, though they seem to be getting hit the most. I think probably they're the most susceptible. This is 350 whales that die. 350 whales, that is a lot by any standards. I mean, it's a lot just to have like 8 or 15, but 350, I can't imagine. At least 200 swam back out to sea, so that's good. A lot of these, they'll claim it's some kind of flu or some kind of sickness or fires or extreme cold, extreme heat. This was in February of 2017, and they claimed that it was heat, too much heat. See, because of intense heat wave, about 200 animals died in the province of Lamphapa. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I don't know. So I don't really think it matters how these animals died, but the fact that they are dying in large amounts should give us great pause. Now, I love this weather bomb. Weather bomb. Well, if you are awake at all, then you know that they have weapons of warfare that are weather-related incidents.
We were crunching on the shells. They were thick. They were probably about 20 centimeters thick, and then it was as far as...
Sorry about that. It's buffering. We've had a lot of problems with
I could
buffering.
see right down the north end, towards the north end of the beach.
Anyway, that's a shellfish die-off, dead peepee on Waihi Beach, but that's in New Zealand. And here's an article about yellow fever killing thousands of monkeys in Brazil. Okay, so when is this stuff going to hit us? I mean, if it can kill off all of the animals, eventually, I would imagine it's going to happen to us. This is one of the bird flu incidents. You can see right here, 13,349 birds. Well, that's annoying at the top of the page. Sorry about that. This is also in another country, but we had two major ones in Tennessee in the United States. Both of them about 50,000, I believe, birds that were put down because of some kind of flu. Here's at least 11 hippos found dead in Zimbabwe. The cause of the animal's death was not yet established and investigations continued. They can't figure out why. A lot of these animals are dying. They don't know why. Oops, sorry about that. Lost that one. So a lot of them will say that it's mysterious. They don't understand it. There's some kind of white nose syndrome that has killed off a lot of bats in Missouri. And so they would go into the 300 plus caves and look for these bats that used to live there, and there's just nothing there. They're just not there. They say that it was a fungus taking a heavy toll on northern long-eared bats. So, well, when is that fungus going to kill us? But I'm kind of wondering, you know what I'm saying? And this is an article about pneumonia in France killing off animals at a wildlife park. Some of these animals I'm not familiar with. I don't know if they have different names there or just names I'm not familiar with, like mouflons, ibexes. It's a little bit embarrassing considering all the times I've been to the zoo. I'm still like a little kid and I love going to the zoo. I love animals. And then it says that in California, there's algae toxin killing marine mammals all along the California coast. So just a lot of times just makes you wonder, you know. How bad is it going to get? The algae bloom that is carrying the neurotoxin. Heck. Okay. So this is the page that I got all this information from. Now I'm going to scroll up to the top. The top of the page is about where we are now, and you can see that I was in May with those articles. I got to like the end of May. There's June, July, August, 20 million dead animals in Ethiopia. I think that was a lack of food. Massive fish die-off in Taiwan. Dead flamingos in Cuba. That's September. Okay, here we come to October. Masses of dead stingrays in India. Thousands of penguin chicks died in East Antarctica. 400 dead turtles found in El Salvador. And now we're to November 14th. Okay. So, this is the website where I got it off of, Mass Animal Deaths for 2017. I just wanted to read a little bit of the scripture that, made my ears prick to the animal die-offs. In Revelation 8, the seventh seal, and when he had opened the seventh seal, there was silence in heaven about the space of half an hour, and I saw the 7 angels which stood before God, and to them were given 7 trumpets. And another angel came and stood at the altar, having a golden censer, and there was given unto him much incense, that he should offer it with the prayers of all saints upon the golden altar, which was before the throne. And the smoke of the incense, which came with the prayers of the saints, ascended up before God out of the angel's hand. And the angel took the censer and filled it with fire of the altar, and cast it into the earth. And there were voices and thunderings and lightnings and an earthquake. Just a second. And the 7 angels which had the 7 trumpets prepared themselves to sound. The first angel sounded, and there followed hell and fire mingled with blood, and they were cast upon the earth. And the third part of the trees was burnt up. There's been a whole bunch of forest fires, not just in the United States, but all over the world. And I just wanted to bring that to your attention. And all green grass was burnt up. And the second angel sounded, as it were a great mountain burning with fire was cast into the sea, and a third part of the sea became blood. And the third part of the creatures which were in the sea and had life died, and the third part of the ships were destroyed. I'm just going to finish this off now. And the third angel sounded, and there fell a great star from heaven, burning as it were a lamp. And it fell upon a third part of the rivers, and upon the fountains of waters. And the name of the star is called Wormwood. And the third part of the waters became wormwood, and many men died of the waters, because they were made bitter. And the fourth angel sounded, and a third part of the sun was smitten, and a third part of the moon, and a third part of the stars, so that the third part of them was darkened, and the day shone not for a third part of it, and the night likewise. And I beheld, and heard an angel flying through the midst of heaven, saying with a loud voice, Woe, woe, woe to the inhabitants of the earth, by reason of the other voices of the trumpet of the 3 angels, which are yet to sound. All right, so if you're not praying yet, if you're not a praying person, I would just like to encourage you to do so. We need to pray for our planet, that we stop being stupid, because with the chemtrails, the chemical trails that are in the sky, we're poisoning our ground so that only GMO seeds will grow. And because there's too much metal in the soil, we're poisoning our air. That's what's killing off the birds, killing off the fish. I mean, we know it firsthand. We bought a bunch of koi for our little koi pond, and we never see them. They don't move. A lot of them did die, but the ones that didn't die just are hibernating all year round, even in the summer. Now, I had a koi pond in Austin, and they swam all the time. Unless the water was frozen on top of the pond, they were still swimming. Yeah, they would go and get, rest and go to sleep some of the time, but there's always like some of them that would be swimming. And this time it just hasn't happened. And when I pull out the filter to clean it, there are these strangest, tiny, reddish pink worms that I've never seen before. And my guess is that those fish are full of them, and that's why they're not behaving normally. So again, I just bring these things to your attention so that you can pray about them. Even so, I just say, come Yeshua HaMashiach, come and gather us unto yourself, that we might escape your wrath. Yummy.